So let's take a second to talk about the Super Dragon Balls in Dragon Ball Super. I mean, hey, it's part of the title, right? Dragon Ball Super, the Super Dragon Balls. Now, a character that really isn't mentioned much, and to be honest with you, because of his brief mention in the series, a lot of people still to this day ask the question, hey, where did the Super Dragon Balls come from, and aren't the Dragon Balls Namekian? Now, of course, if you've seen the series, we definitely got a couple of answers there. For starters, the Namekians weren't the originators of the Dragon Balls. It was actually a guy known as Zarama or Zalama, depending on how you pronounce it, because it's an L and the Japanese language is kind of tricky. But yeah, Zarama essentially is the creator of all of this, and apparently he was a dragon god, and a lot of people seem to miss out on that fact, because him being a dragon god could very well play into the upcoming universe survival arc, because we are going to have 12 gods of 12 different universes, and why wouldn't a dragon god be one of them? Let's quickly take a look at the information we have based on the wiki regarding Zalama, and then we'll talk some more. Zalama is a dragon god. He formed the Super Dragon Balls in the 41st year of the Divine Calendar. Now, if I'm not mistaken, if we're talking about the 41st year, I'm not sure if the Divine Calendar is different from our calendar in the Dragon Ball verse, because I believe we're in like the year 779. We're in like 779, 770, 80 age. So if he's in the 41st year, you got to think, wait a minute, assuming that he is connected to the Dragon Balls, the Super Dragon Balls, the same way that Kami or Dende or any of the Guardians of the Earth that created the Dragon Balls on Earth are still alive, in order to keep them alive, then yeah, this guy would have to be hundreds of years old, assuming that the 41st year of the Divine Calendar is the same thing as age 779 or 780, which could very well mean that we could potentially see at some given point Zarama. But let's continue. He made them to be the size of planets, about 37,196 kilometers in size. A year later, he patented technology that made star marks on Super Dragon Balls look the same from every angle. He created the phrase to summon the divine dragon, "Come forth, dragon of the gods, and grant my wish, pretty peas." But the dragon of the gods will only grant one wish. He also has the Super Dragon Ball scattered throughout Universe 6 and 7 after a wish is made. And then we got a little note about his power. The full extent of Zarama's power is unknown, but he was able to create the Super Dragon Balls and the Divine Dragon Super Shenron with no limitations to the wish that can be granted, though he is only allowed one granted wish per summoning. So you gotta think for a second. The Super Dragon Balls are very, very strong. I mean, if they can grant any wish without limitation at all, like, hey, I want to become a planet myself, he can grant that. This dude is very, very strong. So automatically you gotta take that into account, that he's a pretty strong dude and he's a dragon god. So he could very well be, I'm not saying that it's fact or whatever, this is a theory, he could be one of the gods of one of the universes. Maybe there's a universe of dragons, a dragon universe, which would absolutely be insane, and I'd love to see it. And again, also it ties into the whole title of Super Dragon Balls, Dragon Ball Super. And for the people that are gonna say, well, let's just say he's hundreds of years old, how would that be possible for him to be alive? I mean, it's not that hard of a concept. I mean, Master Roshi is pretty much, what, like hundreds of years old right now? So if he's a god and he's this divine being, not to mention that the Dragon Balls, the Super Dragon Balls, are still around, then it's safe to say that he's still alive, assuming that he's connected to it, or unless his power was so grand that he could leave it continuing on by itself without having to be connected to the Super Dragon Balls to begin with. And given the fact that seemingly he's a powerful dude, I mean, again, the Super Dragon Balls have no limitations, then you could argue that he has the power to be some sort of god of destruction, or some sort of god in general. So I'm kind of curious if he's one of the gods of destruction for the universe survival arc. And either way, I think that this information definitely needs to be more out there, because people ask me all the time, hey, so what's going on with the Super Dragon Balls and, you know, the origins? And yeah, we got an answer on that a while ago, so wanted to put that out there, and also kind of theorize the fact that he's a dragon god. He pretty much could very well be alive, considering the fact that the Dragon Balls, the Super Dragon Balls, are still around. And on top of that, since the Dragon Balls themselves are chips based off of the original Dragon Balls, he could very well still be alive, no matter how old. Not to mention, even if, okay, he was hundreds of years old, Master Roshi's around for a while, and this being a divine god of some sort, he could very well stand the test of time. Who knows, maybe he could be thousands of years old. And on top of that, his strength would very well be interesting. I mean, if he is that strong that he can make Dragon Balls that have unlimited potential, then he could very well be on the same level as somebody like Beerus, or, you know, one of the gods of destruction. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think there's a possibility that they will actually incorporate Zarama as one of the gods of one of the universes in Dragon Ball Super in the universe survival arc? Or you think he's just going to kind of be something of legend? I mean, personally, I think it'd be interesting to see him. I think it would tie in greatly, and also making him incredibly strong would work well in a sense of the fact that, hey, the Dragon Balls have always been something, one of the strongest things and creations in the Dragon Ball universe. So it kind of makes sense to have him be there, be very strong, and be possibly even a god of destruction. Or maybe he would be the difference, because we're not really confirmed that all of them are truly gods of destructions. Maybe he's actually a force of good, because I mean, if you think about it, the Dragon Balls can do anything. They can heal people, they can do very good deeds. So maybe while he's a god of destruction, potentially he created those Dragon Balls in case he ever fucked up and needed to revive something or take something back that he's done. Any overall thoughts of this? Just had this on my mind and wanted to talk about it. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think we will see Zarbon in the Dragon Ball Super Universe Survival arc? But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm Finette World, and as always, people, have an awesome day.